My people, did you know that inauguration slap was a thing? If you knew before today that I'm giving you this gist, then you deserve 3 gusas. But if you're like me that is just hearing this for the first time, don't worry. I have all the juicy details for you. But first, if I don't welcome you to this space, tell me now, waiting again. You are welcome to this episode of So This Happened, where we highlight and review stories that made a buzz recently. My name is Margaret Osazua Efoge. Let's get into this. So recently, participants watched in disbelief as Bianca, widow of former Biafran President Chukwuemeka Odumegwu-Ojukwu, slapped the wife of outgoing governor of Anambra State, Willie Obiano Ebelechukwu, at the inauguration of Professor Charles Soludo as the new governor of the state. The action from these two mummies drew the attention of security agencies and some personalities who pulled Bianca off the hold of Mrs. Obiano, who was visibly shocked at the action. Obiano's wife had asked Bianca, "What are you doing here? You said we will never win the governorship, and here you are a witch." Momiwa was furious. Talk about being enraged. She was irate. Miss Obiano was later taken away, and shortly afterwards, her husband left the venue since the incident happened after the new governor had been sworn in. Now, wow. So the rich also fight. I thought they said money stops nonsense. But wait though, Nollywood. Don't try to turn this thing into a movie. But just in case, can I suggest the governor's wife slap, or the inauguration slap, or the slap? One shamu center. Meanwhile, hours after Obiano's wife and Bianca Ojukwu's fracas, the EFCC came for her husband, Willie Obiano. He was said to be reportedly on his way out of the country before his arrest. If you still sit pretty and say, "Wahala, not too much for this country," you are not doing well at all. Make una lead us well, no let this nation to fall inside well. Mr. President, lead us well. If you be governor, govern us well. If you be senator, senator well. If you be police, police well, not they take bribe. Like say African China don't see future. This country, So some members of the National Youth Service Corps protested the shooting of a corps member by the police at Orita Challenge in Ibadan, Osun State. Now, reports gathered said that the police officer shot at a corps member while returning from his community development service. Looking at the video, I sincerely hope whoever was driving wasn't hit with the bullets, because honestly, this is really something. Even with the large protest that rocked the front of the police station, the public relations officer DSP Adewale Oshifeso in Ibadan completely debunked the reports. He said that a reckless driving corps member in company of his colleagues while returning from their CDS in a white tinted Toyota Camry was flagged down by operatives on legitimate stop and search duties along Black Horse area, New Garage off Ibadan Ijebu-Ode Road. However, rather than the video that shows the corps member was shot, as seen in what we earlier watched, Oshifeso said that the corps member drove directly towards the officers and knocked down one Sergeant Agbada Bright. He added that the corps member, in his determination to escape, drove off without battling an eyelid and veered off his lane towards the direction of another incoming vehicle till he rammed into a tricycle from where the policemen caught up with him. Now, according to Shifeso, when the corps member cited his returning colleagues from their various CDS groups, he decided to put up a script immediately raising a false alarm about being shot at by the police officers, thus inciting the now riotous corps members to completely cut off the flow of traffic by blocking the road and other adjoining routes before proceeding to attack any officer on site. Oshifeso further said that no shot was fired at the scene by any officer before or after the incident at the corps member or his vehicle. Rather, the riotous corps member smashed the side mirrors of the officer's operational vehicle, broke the windscreen, deflated all his tires, then they pounced on Sergeant Bright and stabbed his right cheeks with a sharp object. Meanwhile, the NYSC Public Relations Officer in Oyo State, Mrs. Charity Olatoye, in a separate statement, also said that no corps member was shot in the head or chest and no life was lost during the encounter between some corps members and policemen on duty. Regardless of that, she said that investigation into the matter to ensure that those who erred are reprimanded accordingly has been authorized. This country is too hot to handle. Now waiting make us rank 114th happiest country in the world. Sure? I'm even tired of telling our guys at the top to do something about it. Now, listen, like really listen. If unnecessary was a person, it would be these people. Please, look at them. So these indigenes of Ile-Ife, Osun State, protested against the appointment of a professor of agricultural economics, Adebayo Bamire, as the 12th Vice-Chancellor of Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife. The Governing Council of OAU had just announced Bamire would be taking over from Professor Ogunbodede as the VC of the university. The Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Council, Chief Willie Obiano, who made the announcement, said Bamire's appointment is effective from June 7th. Obiano said that 16 candidates jostled for the position and the selection was witnessed by the representatives of the Federal Character Commission. Now, immediately Bamire was announced as the VC-elect. That was how these students began to protest and shut down the campus main gate. According to the protesters, Bamire isn't an indigene of Ile-Ife. Yes, so you heard it right. They said they refused to accept Bamire's emergence because he is not an indigene of Ile-Ife. Yeah. Woo. Gao. Before we go on, please note that Bamire is a Yoruba man, and the institution is funded by the federal government. It is not a state-owned university in any way. Now, secondly, what has his indigene got to do with his words? Bimbo Afolabi, who spoke on behalf of the protesters, said, "It is an insult on us that after 61 years, the deemed it unfit to appoint or elect any of our sons. We are not particular about Ife, Ipetumodu, Lorigbo, Modakeke, and anywhere in the land. We won't agree to anything. We will be here with charms, we will be here with masquerades, we will be here with daters. We are appealing to you, don't come to work tomorrow. We will allow you to go now, but don't come to work tomorrow." Well done, no. Now ordinary VC position will not gather protest for like this. If you all exert the same energy in the happenings in Nigeria, of course you know where we would have gotten to by now. I'm just saying, no. We have come to the end of this episode of So This Happened. Please feel free to like, comment, subscribe on all of our social media platforms. My name is Margaret Osazo-Efuge. Bye for now.